Good evening, friends, and greetings from station of Tbilisi. And today I am taking a train to Yerevan in Armenia. And although I still have 40 minutes, they said that the train is already on the platform. So let's see. This must be it. And I heard that this year they got new train cars, freshly made in Russia, especially for Armenian railways. You see, this is written, well, it's very dark, I don't know if you see it, but it's written Armenia, and Armenian flag and coat of arms. So, what is written there? Oh, okay, there are also the next trains. Oh, 2020, yes, 20 past 8 p.m. is Tbilisi, Yerevan. Yerevan is capital of Armenia, and that's where I'll be going. And this time I'll be taking Platskart. This is Platskart. I'll be able to show you guys. Remember when I was going from Kiev to Odessa and from Odessa to Chisinau? I couldn't show you Platskart. Now I will be able to show it because I bought a ticket to Platskart. So let's start this journey through Armenia with a nice new, brand new literally train ride. And you see there's 1, 2, 3 coaches, but no locomotive. Okay, I'll find my passport, I'll find where's my online ticket, see which wagon is mine. Tbilisi, Yerevan. Tbilisi, Yerevan. And let's get into train. So I have hanged my phone in my neck, so hopefully I can film, and I took out my tablet so that I can show it to the conductors, the проводник. And which one is the first? This one is the first, so that will be mine. Let's see. Добрый вечер. Первый вагон это здесь, да? На там,
нет.
Билет,
Плацкарт, да?
Плацкарт, да.
Вот сюда.
А
Зайдите,
там нету
там
никого.
Проводник там, заходите.
А, хорошо, хорошо, спасибо. Спасибо. Добрый вечер. Это первый вагон, да?
Да.
Билет, паспорт?
Электронный, да, у вас?
Электронный, да, да.
Как? Пятое место, да, у вас?
Получается пятое, да. Ага.
Тяжело.
Ага.
Откуда?
Латвия. Угу.
Проходите.
Спасибо.
Вы вместе, да?
Нет, мы сидим вместе.
Вы вместе.
So it is number 5. So here is number 5, and it is lower. Wow, I didn't even expect that. I was buying the ticket in the Armenian railway website, and I must tell you that both Armenian and Georgian railway websites seem to be built by somebody who lived before Gutenberg invented the printing press, I think. they're very difficult to use, and when I was buying the ticket I couldn't choose which is the place. They just gave me number 5, and number 5 is the lower one. If it would be longer trip I would be a bit disappointed, so I like upper ones, as I told you already in that Kiev-Odessa trip we do, why upper ones is better, at least for me. But also in this train upper ones are a little bit cheaper than the lower ones, so it would be a bit better in that way, but the difference wasn't big, so that's okay. That's the least of all troubles. But look around, how new is the train. It's really brand new, and sockets for each person, and even 2 sockets for somebody. Amazing. Where are sockets here? Okay, here sockets are under the table. So you have table, you can make your meals. Under this, okay, the old ones were lifting up. These are just like this, so you have storage under there. And these things, they fall down horizontally, so that's the second upper bunk. So 2 here, 2 up, more storage there, and on the opposite side, you remember that video from Kiev-Odessa train? There was a wall and a corridor, because that was coupe. This is Platskart. So that could be called second class, this should be called third class probably. So here on the same space where there was 4 beds, 2 down, 2 up, here you have bokovые, the side berths as well. And that one, that table, goes down, and that transforms into 1 bunk, and that thing goes like this and stays on there and makes a upper bunk like that. So in the same compartment, the same area, there are 6 bunks instead of 4. And it is open plan, you can see. That's how it looks. I'm very early, so that's why it's empty, but who knows, maybe it won't be very full. We'll see it. We just started to move, and we're departing from the train station of Tbilisi in Georgia. Complete darkness. Perhaps you don't see much there. So let's walk around a little bit and look what's around. It's actually very empty. Not very many people here. Wow.
У нас биотуалет, унитазе, бумагу не бросать, засоряется. И плачешь штраф вам будет. Понял, да?
Понял. They have bio toilet, and they just said that it's not allowed to put any paper in the toilet. It will be a big fine. But everything is new, and you see, yeah, these toilets are the bio toilets. They don't empty on the train tracks anymore. And you see this amazing thing. There is this for the toilet, and there's a proper shower here. this is my first time I see a proper shower in the train. What can be better than that? Isn't that amazing? There are 3 types of bins, for the glass, for the plastic and for the paper. I have no clue where everything else goes. And there is no exit because we are in the first coach, so there is only the locomotive, the electrical locomotive. So yeah, this is how the train looks, how our coach looks. Very empty. Very few people traveling. And you see, here is even such thing. 25 degrees, wagon number 1, first coach, date and time. But that's good if you travel far enough. You can easily mix up what date is it. And the toilet is open, available. And here we have cold water and boiling hot water for making soups and all kind of stuff. And that's the conductor place where he lives, and that's for the next coach. So, having said that, I have bought something alongside with my usual fruit. In this case I found apples which were ripe. I bought something which I normally never eat, and this specific thing I have never ever in life tasted. This is the popular Russian noodles soup, doshirak, and I heard that this is the best of the best. They have rolton, which is very popular, but it's not so good. I have eaten it. I have never tried this. And since I know I will be in the train where there is a samovar, hot water dispenser, so I thought I must buy this to experience proper train food. So let's have the evening meal. I had actually, before I boarded the train, I bought some food and I ate quite a lot and paid 56 cents for that. But how can you not try this thing in the train once you are here? So let's go and try. It has a foam vessel, how do you call it, so that it doesn't get hot in your hands. Very nice. But I don't think I will be using this thing. I have my own in my pocket. So let's go for it. Looks like it's really hot, which is nice. And since we are in the train, let's not make it too full. And by the way, did you know that it is possible to even boil potatoes? This way. That it's possible even to boil potatoes with this thing. You know how? It's funny. You need a flask or thermos, the thing which you keep your coffee hot. No special thing, just usual coffee flask is good. Then you peel your potatoes, you cut your potatoes in very small pieces, it will be quicker in that way. Put them in the flask, then go to that samovar, that place where I just was, where I got the hot water. Then pour in the hot water to the very top, wait for half a minute so that the potatoes get hot water, gets cool, drain down the water and put the second time, fill it with hot water, and that way you bring the temperature higher than you would if you just fill it once. Then leave it for some minutes. Then again drain down the water, leaving potatoes in the flask, and pour it full with third time hot water and leave it again for a few minutes and repeat it. That you don't have to repeat it actually many times, but repeat it enough times so that until potatoes are properly done and boiled. And you can have even potatoes made in such a way in train without any special things or tools. Well, flask. So that's a pro tip for crazy travelers who travel 6 days in train without stops. So let's enjoy the ride. I don't have very many other passengers, just a few other people in the whole coach, so I can be alone here in this compartment. Isn't life good? And while my soup is getting ready, I thought I might show you how this ingenious thing works. It seems to be that it's working the same way as in the old trains. So if we take it from here, you see these hooks, they get undone, then they go like this and like this, and you have a proper bunk where you can sleep on. Although I have to say, I said it already on that other video from Kiev to Odessa, that this distance is slightly short for taller people like me. Because of that, it's worth getting these or those places instead of the side ones, because they're a bit short. Here they're also short, but if your legs are a little bit over, that's okay. Here there is no place where to go over. And when you want to put it back, you have this thing, then you pull it up, and then you put these hooks into the place, and it's not going anywhere. It's very stable. And the upper one works a little bit similar. I undid that one. Now this thing. I need more than 2 hands. So I just switched off unwillingly. So now it goes like this. It sits on these things and hangs on that hinge, which supports on that rubber. And then you have even this thing, which is quite new invention. In older days we didn't have these. So now let's try to put it back like this. I need more hands, sorry. Now, and these hooks go themselves with a spring. They click into place, and that's it. And for these ones, I think it will, you see the arrow, that one is released, And now we'll release this one, and now it just goes into its place. Very simple. So there you have your luggage storage for small things, your upper bunk, other small things for the lower one, and big storage under the lower one. And that's in the when it's not needed. You can sit still here easily while somebody is sleeping up there. But if there is nobody to use upper bunks, in that case that's even handier, because when you stand up you don't hit your head against there. And so let's try to put it back. Yeah, it clicks into its place. Very simple. So these are my simple instructions for using the new type Platskart coach, made in Russia, used between Georgia and Armenia. Isn't that cool? Bon appetit. That's the place where you enter and exit the train. And that's the new system, because you see some platforms are high platforms and some are low, and because of that they need this system that if it's high you can walk from here, if it's low you open this and there's a staircase down there and you can exit on the low platform. That's a bit newer way how to do this thing. The old ones were a bit more funny, and this looks very new as well, and it's not so noisy. It's actually so quiet that they can even keep these doors open. The old trains were very noisy in this sticking place. Hey, it's very civilized now. Even you Europeans and Americans can travel now without any fear of Russian trains. There's another bin, so I can use that. And that's the coupe with the small compartments. But you saw it already when I was taking train from Kiev to Odessa. No need to go there again. It's just a bit newer, but otherwise exactly the same. And if you didn't see it, do I have to tell you what to do? I already said Kiev, Odessa. You know how to find it, guys. Don't you? I just noticed one more interesting thing. You see these red tapes? It says Revenue Service Customs, and it looks like it's Armenian writing, or Georgian. I think Armenian. I don't quite... I not only am unable to read them, I don't even recognize which is which yet. But that reminded me of one site which I saw long ago. Obviously, above that thing it is possible to hide something, and that's why they have sealed it, so that they know that nobody has tampered with it. Nobody has put some gold or whatever in there. And I remember when I was once going from Moscow to Riga, it was общий wagon, which was very bad, but that was every other option was very expensive back then. So I took the общий wagon, and it was kind of the same configuration, but it was of course the old type. There's few differences, but obviously this thing, although it looks different, the idea is the same, that people tend to hide things there. And I remember on the border between Russia and Latvia, border guards came, they checked all the things which we have, they checked everything under and above and everywhere. And also one of them was going, and he had a special stick, so he was pushing that stick up in all places to feel if it's heavier, if somebody has put some things on top of that decorative panel. So they obviously knew that that's a place where people tend to hide things which are illegal to cross the border. So obviously it hasn't changed if they make these seals for the customs. Interesting. We will be crossing border from Georgia into Armenia something around 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. It will be quite long. I think 60 minutes of standing on each of the sides of the border. And I think because of that nobody's, well, almost nobody, you see two of them are, no, four actually. But usually people don't make their beds and don't go to sleep before they cross the border. But I wanted, like them, I wanted to maximize my sleep time, and I asked conductor for this thing. You see, it's even Armenia. Cool. So that's the bed linen. I think towel as well, probably. Yeah, it looks like there's a towel, there's a bed sheet, and yeah, basically everything which you need for bed. And the pillows are there. I'm not sure if they have any blankets. Probably. Let's see. We'll find out. So this will be my home for tonight. That's my towel, pillow, bed sheet, and kind of blanket, another bed sheet. And usually they use the bed sheet and the blanket on top of it. So bed sheet would divide you from the blanket. But here I don't see any blankets, and probably that's why they keep the place so hot that you don't really need it. You just cover yourself with another sheet and that's enough. It's really hot here. But I guess that the conductor probably might have it somewhere. If I wanted, and if I asked him, I might get it, I guess. But I can't imagine it will be needed, it's too hot. Yeah, and I noticed that it is possible also to lift up the lower bunks as well, but I'm not sure. Is it really needed? Because in the older days there was a wall here, so it was actually a very safe storage, because for somebody to steal anything of your things, they would have to get you out of the bed, then open your bed, and only then they would get in. So when you were sleeping there, they would never steal your things. But that's again problem or hassle only if you carry things around, which I don't. So let's go and get some rest before the border, and then we will wake up and meet the border guards. We just stopped on the Georgian border. It will be
Паспорта приготовите и ПЦР-тест, который в Грузии делают.
Good evening. Yes, no?
Паспорт взяли, да?
Взяли, да. Извините, пожалуйста, можно вопрос? Когда я буду ехать обратно в Грузию, у меня есть вакцинация. Это правда, что надо еще ПЦР-тест?
Да, обязательно тест это.
Даже если вакцинация есть,
Да,
тест
обязательно.
всегда надо?
Да.
Спасибо. I was just asking the Georgian policeman if I still need the PCR test, the COVID test, even if I have vaccination. When I'm going back, he said yes. It's strange because usually when you have vaccination, you don't need the tests anymore. So that's the main benefit of the vaccination. And going from Georgia to Armenia, you really don't need. But coming back from Armenia to Georgia, you still need a test even if I have vaccination. So we'll see. We might get a different route maybe. The flights usually are more expensive from Armenia than from Georgia. So basically I'll have to just calculate, is it worth getting more expensive flight from Armenia back to Europe, or is it cheaper still to get the PCR test and then to go to Georgia and fly from Georgia? But that's another expense which I have to calculate in.
Hey. 이거는 지금 우리가 이거는
О,
사람을 제가 이리다 왜 잡았으나. Name, surname.
Sorry?
Name, surname.
Artist.
Artist.
Thank you. Madloba.
말레미야, 됐다. 그것도 가이야.
I just got back my passport and we'll be still standing here. I have the timetable. So, here, you see we arrived at 22:09 and we will be standing 66 minutes here at this last Georgian stop, which is the Georgian border. And at 23:15, 11:15 p.m, we'll be departing. We'll be going for 25 minutes until the Ayrum, the first Armenian station, which is the Armenian border, and there we will be standing 60 minutes, 1 hour, and only 40 minutes past midnight we'll be leaving and we'll be clear with all the borders. So here you can see we left Tbilisi at 20 past 8 p.m. and we should be arriving Yerevan at 6:55, so 5 minutes to 7 in the morning. So our train is departing from the Georgian border stop, and after 25 minutes we'll be in Armenian border. But I had a good idea what to do. I'll actually use these 25 minutes, which I couldn't use otherwise. I started to edit video already, but I will have to take shower. And the morning will be very early, so why not do it now? I'll use these 25 minutes. I'll get my rubbish out, I'll eat all my apples while waiting for the border guards, and I'll go and get my shower, because here, while moving between the borders, we can't have any border guards coming in or out anyway, so shouldn't be any issue. So this is the one with shower, and it's available. In the morning, just before we come into Yerevan, I think this shower will be very busy, so I won't get a chance unless I wake up quite early. So it's a good time to do. 25 minutes will be definitely enough, so why not? Well, it was all nice and good, but the water wasn't exactly hot. I don't know, probably the conductor needs to switch on the heater or something, and probably he was assuming that nobody will be taking shower at this moment, and he'll be switching it on only for the morning. But it was kind of okay. It was a bit coldish, but it wasn't that cold that it would be impossible to wash, so good enough. Home sweet home. At the beginning I didn't realize that there's a special rack for the towel, so it's actually quite nice, and it seems to be pretty much, well, almost the good fit for this towel size. Okay then, now let's wait for the next stop with the next border guards. First time in my life, Armenian ones. Mm-hmm. He said we must ready the passports, prepare them to be ready for the border guards. It's interesting that the Armenian conductor, the train is Armenian and the conductor is from Armenia as well. The Armenian conductor isn't using a mask at all, even when the police and border guards are seeing. And I have heard that Armenia is a lot more relaxed with all these COVID restrictions than Georgia, and much more relaxed than many other countries. So this might be first sign of it, we'll see. It might be a bit freer place which we are entering now. We'll live and see. Dobry wieczór. Dobry wieczór. Good evening.
No, in Bunk, the meaning shop is so really okay. After why do you to the shop?
Здравствуйте. У вас тестови вакцины есть?
Вакцина есть, да? Добрый вечер, hello. Добрый вечер, good evening. Спасибо, thank you.
Goodbye.
Где отправляют? Да. Понятно.
Слушай, бумагу в унитазе не бросай. Пьет туалет. Залег туда.
While waiting, I can actually show you my charging setup. You see, there are two USB sockets, and one, the white one, is going here and charging my power bank. It's actually full, I can take it out. And another one, the black one, goes here and is charging my tablet, which is under my pillow, a safe place. And here is another charger, which is coming from here, and that's charging my phone, but I just took it out to film this clip, so it will be here and my phone will be here. So in that way, all three items which I can charge will be charged during this night, which is quite amazing, knowing that we are on train. Good enough. And also I put my sausage bag in here. You see, there is a very foolish gap which swallows the pillow. I could of course take another spare pillow and put it in, but this is a good way for my bag as well. So this This is ready. Good morning, friends. I actually fell asleep before telling you what happened on the border. With Armenia, everything went, no, on the Armenian side, I mean, everything went very quickly, smoothly, easily. You saw, actually, I filmed everything. And we were quickly off, and everything was very smooth and easy. The train is moving quite slow, and it is a little bit past 6, and at this time I actually would have liked that the train would be moving even slower to give us all a little bit more time to sleep. But it's okay. I just woke up. Actually, even conductor is walking around to wake up everybody, so that everybody gives back the bed sheets. He was coming around and saying, "Stavajte, Yerevan. Wake up, Yerevan." And actually, while sleeping, I found one interesting thing. For some reason, this time conductor didn't switch off these big lights during night. Usually they switch them off. And I found out because of that my COVID mask has actually one useful feature. Well, the main use is to calm down the officials of oppressive governments. That's why I use it, actually. But I found out that there's another use case for it. When you put it on, but not on your mouth and nose, but over your eyes, this black mask blacks out all the light pretty much, so I could sleep a lot better. Good. I need to wake up and get dressed and give the bed sheets to the give the bed sheets to the conductor and get ready for getting out. And who knows, maybe if it's, but probably no, it's too dark, but if it's, I was thinking if it's a bit light coming already, might catch some glimpse of Mount Ararat maybe across the border in Turkey over through that window on the right side of the train. But maybe it will be too dark. Let's see. I'll see it in a day anyway. So, let's wake up. I think we need to open this thing. No, we won't see anything, it's too dark yet. Okay, we'll look at the Mount Ararat a bit later from the city of Yerevan. Here we would be closer, I think, but it's too dark yet. Although I see that the sky is a little bit getting lighter. So I guess in half an hour's time maybe will be first light. We'll see. Taxi. No, нет. Спасибо. So, we have arrived. Isn't that nice? It's quite dark, but I recognize the station. I have seen it on pictures, and from the other side it looks even cooler. And there was always offering taxis, even conductor was offering a taxi. So, we have arrived in Yerevan, my first time in Armenia. Life is good.